We are back listening to Denzel Curry's 4th studio album, Taboo. Noted as one of Denzel's more experimental works, apparently has influences from trap, jazz, funk, punk, all mixed together, kind of in a similar style to how Melt My Eyes, See Your Future came together. I see that we have another JID feature here, which I'm personally very excited to hear. A JPEGMAFIA feature as well. It's divided into 3 discs, which I'm curious to know what inspired that. Anyway, let's dive in. Oh. I went into this album under the assumption that it was meant to be controversial, given the title Taboo and various references to, well, taboo topics. We'll dive into those as we go. I love the production of this so far.
Welcome to the darker side of taboo. All I got is permanent scars and tattoos. Take another step in the path that you choose. Make a bad choice in your path, then you'll lose.
Oh my god. I interpret Taboo to be a different side of Denzel, one he can detach from himself and present to and relate with his audience. Taboo has gone through a lot of trauma. She had to grow up fast from it and, in the process, lost her innocence. She used coping mechanisms that ultimately didn't work and only distracted her from the real root of the problems.
I wrote this poem for you, forever remain in my rhymes. I knew you wasn't normal ever since the age of 9. I heard you were molested when you hit the age of 5. So innocence, I sense that all your innocence had died. You swallowing all of your pride, won't let anybody get inside as you. Even if you don't wait for me, forever I will wait for you. Even if it's too late for me, forever I will wait for you. Watching your destiny.
It's interesting because I remember even at the beginning of Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, I was a little thrown off by how open he was about how he was molested when he was younger, and this one he's also still being very open about molestation, but from someone else's experience. It's good. It's always good when people are talking about this kind of stuff that no one wants to talk about. Everyone just wants to sweep under the rug because it's uncomfortable, but in order to address the problem, we have to actually address the problem, you know? Through the rest of the album, Denzel wants to address the things Taboo never wanted to open up about. He wants her, himself, you, me to know that we're not alone. Oh my god. I love the production in this so far. I know I already said that, but there are lots of beautiful elements and then also really dark elements. It's, what a wonderful intro. A welcome to the darker sides of Taboo. I had a hard time understanding what the black balloons are supposed to represent. A similar metaphor would be having dark or rainy clouds over your head, which represent heavy thoughts that you can't get rid of, and they seem to follow you around wherever you go.
My words are Navy SEAL, so here and I quote. Taboo and I are in the same boat. Was said from Pennywise, I guess we all float. 2,000 feet, 1,000 steps. I let it all sink to 1,000 depths. Soon black balloon pop. Let it be the day the pain stop.
Oh my god. Denzel modeled the 3 acts, light, gray, and dark, to speak to the light interpretation of the first act. Despite everything you've gone through, despite all the trauma, trials, and tribulations, despite all the black balloons, you can rise above them.
Heaven or hell, which one prevails, we gotta go and figure it out. I tried to tell you that this life isn't it, and I just wanna be the rightest I can be.
This section actually really reminds me of Kendrick. Like, there's a little bit of voice distortion that he's using kind of to pad his vocals, which is really interesting. But also the flow, kind of, too. No? Am I just Kendrick filled? I don't know.
Take it, turn the fire in the pitchfork, bitch.
Tonight on 102.1, it's Jenny Cascade and the gang. And
Denzel, are you really making it over? I'm telling you, eventually they're gonna catch up to your game. We're running out of time. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Curry?
Oh, also I'm curious, is Denny Cascade another name for Denzel, kind of like Zeltron, or what were the other ones that were listed in Melt My Eyes, but this outro, this radio piece, man, it starts off heavy. I was like just talking about how fragile life is. One day the balloon's gonna pop. I just hope he's doing okay now. And I do recognize all of the Pennywise that it references, but it's been so long since I've seen that movie, I don't remember anything about it. I like the features on it too. They blended very well together. On first listen, I took CAZH MANIAC to be a simple, frivolous flex track, but after having listened to the rest of the tracks and watched the music videos, particularly that of CLOUT COBAIN, I think it goes deeper than that.
My fans on my dope cause they addicts. Haters mad cause I'm on top like an addict. Balance my G so I could tame the savage. Getting so dope to my thoughts are in fragments.
I don't know if this was before or after he started doing Muay Thai, but yeah, it's cool to see him mention it again, and lots of references to the future. I don't know if you already had Melt My Eyes kind of in mind, but definitely something that he's at least pondered upon, with the evolution of that probably coming to that album. This beat though, it's so groovy. It's so funky. It reminds me of a lot of old school stuff. Also really love this feature, Nigeria.
That's me at my lowest. No Peter Griffin. Young black and gifted.
Oh my god.
About to get lifted. Now all my troubles and problems have shifted.
Oh. It isn't exactly making fun of other tracks like this, but it highlights how easy it is to use money as a measurement of success, and how his peers in the rap game used it to compare themselves to each other. Oh my god. Oh, I love that outro. I feel like I don't really have a lot to say about this one just because it seems to be more of the braggadocious, moving up like escalators. Well deserved, for sure. Love Nigeria's chorus, super catchy. Okay.
Hey. Okay. Okay. Pocket do big day sumo.
Oh.
Pull a nigga card like Uno.
This one back-to-back with CAZH MANIAC gives me the impression that he just wants to move on, beyond his past, and focus on taking care of himself. Oh, that bass.
Swimming through the money like a flounder. Hold up. I just want the knowledge and the power. Hold up. Why the nigga looking at me sour? Try to eat a nigga like chowder. Rada. Never gave a fuck about a dollar. More money mean more problems. Pray for me to fall like autumn. Cause I got it on my own with no help, man. Got a bad daddy, that's it, in myself, man.
Oh my god.
Deliver new dope. Giving out bricks like Shack at the free throw.
The repetition of the chorus, coupled with how many measures it holds over, surprisingly didn't stick out to me until I got to editing. I think that it didn't bother me upon first listen just solidifies this as a live track, something that crowds will go crazy for.
Money come around like a Hoover. Making free bands in the future. Pockets on a nigga look super. Bills will be blue slot Cooper. Money in my measures like a tumor. Spread my money out and then I call that bitch a rumor. Curry the killer is on the move, no Uber. People try to block a nigga shine like lunar. Eclipse when I take all my chips. When I pop off the clip like Hummus C-dip. Echo back with the bag, I'ma flip. Money flow like a damn battleship. Getting a new hope.
This is too good.
Giving out bricks like Shack at the free throw.
I'm actually offended that only one community favorite chose ZUMO as their top pick. Please. Things aren't as black and white, dark and light as we make them seem though, which leads us into the gray. Oh my god. Okay, this one definitely stands out of all four of these. I'm wondering if this was like a single release beforehand, because this goes hard. And oh my god, all of the references made, the bass, Oh my god, especially the Chowder reference fucking threw me across the room. Oh my god. Chowder was one of my favorite shows growing up, so that's, that just took me back. Where even is it? Yeah, this fucking guy, and then rada rada rada, rada 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 rada. Oh my god. Yeah, this one is so good. I love this so much. Produced by Charlie Heat. Absolutely. This is so... Oh my god, I want to listen to this again. I'll be back for you. Holy cow. From the Dragon Ball Z wiki, it seems like Super Saiyan is a transformation, a final form with massive power.
Laundry, detergent, I'ma get up in that body like a surgeon. Legendary shit, you on your secondary shit. White on white when I'm on this beat, make a masterpiece like Mona Lisa. Shout out to the Reaper, I drop ether, drop more crack than eggs on Easter.
This line reminded me of J.I.D in the Forever Story. Denzel believes anybody can be like Goku. Anybody can control their own destiny. We'll see more of his dark sides in later tracks, but for now, he's using his Super Saiyan powers by letting his anger take over and using that energy for good. Oh my god. Love that outro. It's interesting though, I don't see why this one would be separate from the first 4 tracks. It doesn't really scream intro piece to me, so I'm not sure if they're separated for a reason. Maybe I'm looking too into that, but also really not much to say about this one except for the fact that I love, just personally, I love that Denzel is so into anime, and it just makes me happy because that's something that we can probably connect with the different media that we take in, right? Although I actually haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. Wait, this is from Dragon Ball Z, right?
That nigga nice, that nigga mean, switch it up. That nigga lost, he in the lead.
It sounds like I'm lost in a fun house with surprises around every corner. It's hard to know where to go and who to trust.
Damn it, I'm lit. Bitch, it's a Miami nigga, no moonlight. Let's take it back to the crib.
Also, this upcoming flow reminds me of the verse in Never by J.I.D where he asks, "You got the plug in Medellin? Let me know if you hear it too."
What is going on with me? Gotta shout out.
Aside from that, the track feels like a stream of consciousness, telling the story of the time a friend, someone he trusted, pulled a gun on him.
Maybe I should have been shot on the day that it happened when you started snapping on me. They only seen I was hot, now it's deep, but then rapping a nigga, move back to the 3. Get back good with the boys in my hood, 'cause there ain't no bond, no other. They only know Denzel Curry, but they really don't know Denzel. Everybody wanna rock waves and jump when the
Denzel has made it very clear that he doesn't want beef with anybody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he has to like you or even be nice to you. Karma has its own agenda. Oh my god. So far, so many bangers on this one. Also, this Shakespeare reference at the beginning, the Hamlet reference, also reminds me of Earth Gang. Their line was something like, "To be or not to be, dead in the morning." Love it when they reference the greats, you know. This one was so good. That chorus, oh man. You can tell that I'm a little out of practice for giving my reactions because I'm struggling to come up with words right now, but this is, I've been looking for just something aggressive to listen to lately, and this definitely scratches that itch, so.
Big cheese ballin'. You speak, darling, you talk shit, but I keep smiling. Niggas wanna turn they back, it's fine. She don't wanna fuck no more, fine. I'ma be that nigga someday, time. Lost a couple friends along the way. I'm about to be on the upper echelon. Niggas gon' hate on the man that I become. That I got it. Niggas wanna take my life, right? Police never read my rights, right? Only wanna fuck me for the fame, hype.
Similar to the last track, Denzel talks more about jealousy amongst his peers. There's also an added layer of disdain for the systems in the United States of America. Oh my god. Either of these groups wants to see Denzel succeed, but he'll keep walking, he'll keep walking, he'll keep walking. I feel like Denzel has really broken through so many barriers to entry. He's quickly become one of my favorite artists, and he's working on things that he's proud of for the fans that he knows will enjoy them.
hate the government, capital punishment. I keep a heater on my hip, don't need an oven mitt. Lipstick, long kiss from the devil lips. Moonlit, 2 hits from the cannabis. Death knocking at my door, who could it be? Life not sweet like soup with an E. Try to read me, would it be Stephen King? Do things that I don't see violent. Stick a nigga up, cause I'm mad he got it. Got it.
Oh my god. Oh my god, please, please. This instrumental is so good. I will say though, I'm not a really big fan of this chorus, just his flow is a little less intentional. Does that make sense? But I really love this beat switch. The production on it is so good. Hate the government, capital punishment. I hate the government too. Although I will say I love the French government because I don't want them to kick me out. So mad I've got it. Anyway, Jid. My beloved. Okay, sorry. Billie Eilish? Why is Billie Eilish not listed on... Oh my god.
Eyesight is a gateway to a new day and the same hate. With a new height and the same feet on an airplane, yelling Mayday. With a good girl going bad girl who went gay cause of date rape. That's a metaphor for the US cause they got us all in the same state.
Although painful, Denzel begs for America to pay attention to the real issues going on, to look back to avoid making the same mistakes. He warns us that if we don't stay focused, the sirens will call us to a place we don't want to be.
Look, okay, baby, I'm a fool because I thought you would stay whether I win or I...
Jid's verse here is incredible, not surprising, and Denzel even admits that hearing it made him want to rewrite his own verse. I didn't catch the Star Spangled Banner reference on first listen, only when I actually sat down to read his verse at my own pace. Oh my god.
Your tone is very condescending when I talk to you, but no, you wanted me to hit it out. Come, hit it, come.
Baby, when you hear the siren sounds, don't let me down. Birds chirping, dogs barking, kids missing milk cartons.
I'm not a huge fan of the rattling or shakers or whatever that repeats throughout the entirety of the song, but aside from that, this is definitely the one that gets stuck in my head the most.
See the devil grinning, damn.
Damn. Oh my god. Okay. I was a little surprised at the Billie Eilish feature, but mostly just because she's not listed on the feature list here, right? But I'm not surprised to see her on here because I do remember seeing an interview with Billie Eilish. She said that she was a big fan of Denzel Curry, and so it's nice to see them working together on something. I don't know, even if it's kind of low-key. That's nice. Also, definitely was not let down by that Jid verse. This entire flow. Oh my god, especially this section. A lot of topics that he also talks about on Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, just a terrible state of the United States of America. Gun violence rampant, poverty, missing kids, fucking Donald Trump in office. What? I love this album so far.
I just wanna feel myself. You want me to kill myself?
Oh my
Man, I've
god.
been on my own. Lord, I'ma need some help.
Okay, I'll admit my visceral reaction to CLOUT COBAIN was greatly blunted. I remember in the moment trying to navigate what it meant, trying to figure out its place and meaning on the album. What really helped me was watching the music video for it later.
They don't even know what's real. Dry tears with $1 bill. I'm out trying to make a meal. Oh, why you wanna take my soul? I'm yelling out real dreams. So when it rains, it pours. They wanna go to war.
Denzel struggles with self-doubt, and much of it has led to suicidal ideation throughout his life. His main message, though, is that everybody has a lot of demons. It's how you face them. It's all about flexibility and strength, and like how to get past that, because you could push through a demon with your angels.
You want me to kill myself? Man, I've been on my own. Lord, I'ma need some help. I just wanna feel myself. You want me to kill myself?
Denzel also talks about the desensitization of so many traumatic life experiences nowadays, specifically in a social media-driven world where everyone's first instinct is to pull up their phones, to document rather than to call for help. We touched on this in the Childish Gambino because the internet reaction too. There's a greater incentive to put something on World Star than to call 911. I don't know if this will ever change. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how I feel about this one. I don't necessarily love the beat initially, but that aside, topic-wise it's pretty interesting. I also don't really know the story of Kurt Cobain. I just know that he committed suicide, so I can understand that part of the reference, but anything beyond that I'm a little lost on. So I understand that he's talking about his own suicidal thoughts or demons. Yeah, songs with such sensitive topics like this, I tend to refrain from speaking off the top of my head because I might not know what I'm talking about, but just want to let you know, initially, I don't know how I feel about this one. It's the introduction to the third act, Dark, so I feel like it should set the precedent more explicitly. Yes, he addresses his blackest balloons, the dark thoughts that plague him on a daily basis, for example, the death and grievance of his brother and the prescription drug problem amongst his peers, but I feel like these themes are better expressed through other songs on the album.
Watching me and watching you is like some on-demand shit. Niggas want the clout so they could buy a fucking mansion. Look at my eyes, let the beat ride. Ain't shit changed since Little Pete died.
This one feels the weakest to me. I appreciate the production and Denzel's verses, but this track doesn't leave much of an impression on me and doesn't really add much to the album's world building. Oh, I was wondering who Mookie was, but it looks like it would just be Soulja Mook. But I'm wondering if this first brother is referring to his actual brother. In Melt My Eyes, we learned that he was tased to death by police. That could definitely feel like a horror movie. Yeah, a lot of heavy topics. I mean, all throughout this album, but I feel like not a lot of commentary, but just bringing it to light, you know? Part of the prescription drug problem is that it's glorified and romanticized in many rap scenes. There's a certain emptiness that comes from drug dependence when it consumes you and is all you can or want to talk, or in this case, rap about. Oh, I feel like this one is also referencing his brother. I think his name is Treon. His family called him Tree. There's been a little more drug reference in this one compared to the next album, but the last one I listened to. Denzel Curry stopped pretty much cold turkey on drugs, but even Earth, which I'm assuming is referencing weed. Denzel breaks through the rhetoric though, and makes it clear that it holds no merit in his rap career. He challenges other rappers to bring more to the conversation.
I should rap about some lean in my diamond cuts. It's your friendly neighborhood, I don't give a fuck. Get it straight, I innovate. You ad-libs on an 808, don't need a tattoo on my face, cause Denzel is a different race.
Getting into controversy is a proven, quick, and easy way to get people to talk about you. Love that.
You sign it to a label where they treat you like a slave.
But he wants his artistry to last, not just through the next news cycle, but to stand the test of time. It is a hard beat to have the gun rounds like that, but it works. Yeah, I will also say, if you do sign to a label, make sure you read your contract. I've heard horror stories of like people signing to a label and signing away pretty much all of their masters, all of their work. So just make sure whatever deal you sign, make sure it's a good one. Talk with a lawyer. Stay true to your heart. Stay true to your craft. This is my personal favorite on the album. Everything about this is incredible. The dark, demonic ambiance, Denzel's distorted and manipulated vocal delivery, JPEGMAFIA and ZILLAKAMI's unhinged and hardcore flows. God damn. Peggy. The story follows Denzel as he is trapped by the same problems over and over and over again, and is almost at the point where he is ready to accept his fate and go out with a bang. He warns of the insanity that comes with rage. That was so good. ZILLAKAMI. This fucking hurts my throat. It's a fantasy, of course, as Denzel has stated multiple times that he doesn't actually want beef with anybody. Oh my god. Still, it's a sobering reminder of how cruel our current systems are and how they might push someone to take drastic measures. I love this outro so much. So different from the rest of the track too. Did JPEGMAFIA also do some of the production on this one? Because really, he's at least not credited as a producer, but I felt a lot of JPEGMAFIA influence. I've been on a little bit of an offline LP kick the last couple days, so I don't know. I could at least feel a little bit of influence. I don't know how intentional or unintentional that was, considering that he was on the track. So, all right, Black Metal Terrorist, last one.
Finish him, Zell. Finish him, Zell. I'm raising hell. Send him to hell.
Okay. The 13th and final track on the album, Black Metal Terrorist, makes its debut. There is a comic book story created by Denzel of the same title that draws a lot of inspiration from his life. This track feels like an outlet for that idea to live before it has even been fully fleshed out. Pun intended. Holy shit!
Finish him, Zell. Finish him, Zell. I give him hell. Go wish him well. Jack move. Finish him, Zell. Jack move. Finish him, Zell. Everything that go wish him well.
Denzel has contemplated his own mortality and embraced the idea that, in a way, he is a hero in his own story. So in that sense, I can see why he chose it as the track to end the album, which has been all about striving for a better tomorrow. Yeah. Oh my god. I do want to say, not a big fan of this line. I realized I laughed around this area because I thought that the Suck My Balsamic was pretty good, but yeah. Next one, not a big fan of. Oh, but man, the outro of a couple of these tracks have been really, really good. Definitely something that I've been looking forward to hearing right now. I'm in my deranged sound design era, I don't know. But yeah, listening through these tracks, I'm still not sure why they were separated into 3 different discs like this. They all kind of seem to have a similar vibe. I mean, that could just be because it's one large album, right? But thank you for listening with me. Oh, I'm not doing an outro anymore. Okay, bye! A big thank you to the patrons for supporting the channel, and as a patron, you have access to my reaction to the Taboo music videos, my full shallow dive notes and sources, the cut reaction without afterthought voiceovers, etc. So if you're interested in being part of that community as well as joining the Discord server, I have more information in the description. Patrons also know what's coming next, so stay tuned, stay safe, and be kind.